everyone, we are on the final stages of our class 10th. Your class 10th boards examinations are right around the corner and we are here to now prepare for the final battle, as I say. What we have studied the whole year is our knowledge, but we have to present that knowledge in a better way, in a perfect way as well, so that teacher can read it in a perfect way. Right? So today we are going to see some Hindi answer writing hacks, what the paper has, what is the pattern, how you should answer, what chronology you should follow. Everything we are going to cover in this video. We have studied the whole year. This is the time to gear up and prepare for the final stretch, right? And answer writing is very, very important, we all know. So let us start this video. The first thing we are going to talk about is the pattern. You'll be having 4 parts, 4 khand as we say in Hindi, and total of 15 questions. Now in the first you'll have unseen passages. The first passage will be a written passage, it will be a essay kind of, and then you'll have poems. From those you'll have 3 MCQs and 2 questions. These are free marks, literally free marks. Now next will be your grammar part, where you'll be having 4 questions with subparts from each topic of grammar. Then you'll have third part will be your passage and poem, but from the book. Here you had unseen passages. Here you'll be having passage and a poem passage as well, but from your book only, right? And then you'll have question answer from the book. Then fourth part will be your essay, letter, email and advertisement. Now how you go about this, let us see. So the first mistakes you can do in the examinations that we need to see very carefully, right? So the mistakes, very important in Hindi, spelling mistake is a very big and very common challenge between students, right? And the second is invalid format. So for spelling mistake, my kids, you have to practice and practice, right? Just try to speak that word out. For most of the part, the way you speak the word will be the way you have to form the spelling of that word, right? You know the spellings, we all know. There is nothing hack that you need to remember the spelling. You know it, you just don't care about it enough. This is a silly mistake. Only thing that you have to do to overcome this is to take care. Every time you are writing an examination, writing anything, just take care that the spelling should be correct. Your focus should be on the spellings as well as on the knowledge, right? And invalid format, while we are attempting grammar or not the grammar, the writing part, while we are attempting the writing part where we'll be covering essay, letters, email, advertisement, there is a proper format for those things. So follow that format in a proper way, right? Now let us see what is the chronology. So first you have to attempt the reading part. These are free marks. As I write, your mind is fresh, you have just come into the exam hall. There the reading passage is unknown to you, so you can easily go through it. Just don't waste much time on it, but start with the reading passage, then move on to the grammar. Then we have the writing part, where you should be able to decipher what the actual format is. You should remember what the actual format is. So for letters, now what you have to do, go on the last page of the sheet, write there that ma'am, this is a rough work, right? This is a rough work, and there write down the points. Okay, so when you have the essay writing, right, in that essay you will be given that these are the headings. The headings of your essay will be given to you. It will be given to you. Then while the headings are given to you, you have to make sure that you are including those headings in your answer, right, in your essay. Now to avoid cutting, go on to the rough page, write there, okay, these are the points that I remember, and then think about it for 1 or 2 minutes. You might think that that will waste your time, but it will not. It will actually save your time plus cutting. When you're actually writing without thinking, you'll be like, oh, I should have written this in the second point, oh, I should have written this before that. So to avoid that, to avoid cutting, go on to the last page, mark it as a rough work, and then write there the main points, just a single word, main point, and then form the whole para in the actual answer. Okay, next on the, so see, this you have to attempt at the first part. Then after, in writing or literature, you can choose. You can choose whatever you want to do first, writing or literature, it is completely fine. If you think that the essay is given in the paper, you know about it, you can write that first, or you go to the literature part and you know all the questions. I remember all the answers of the questions, then you can attempt that as well. Done. So in literature, first, the very important point, remember the poets and writer names of all chapters and of all poems that are there in your book. Right? Very, very, very important point. They will be asking you questions from this. Okay? Then do the previous year questions. From literature, direct previous year questions can be asked. So make sure you are remembering that, you are practicing that. Okay? And a very important tip. This is a most important tip, very important tip. Do not use English words or English words or any other language words in the Hindi paper. I know, like the Hindi we speak today or the language we speak today, it's very mixed. But make sure when you are writing your answers, it is very important that you use only Hindi language words. Okay, make sure to always only use Hindi language words, pure Hindi only. And the last, some of the tips that you need to remember. First, go through the paper. You have reading time, right? So while you are going through the paper, you can see, okay, that this question I don't remember exactly. Skip that one out for just a moment. First, start the paper and be like a robot. Whatever you know, write down. At the end, you have time left. If you follow the strategy correctly, you'll have your time left, and then go about it and think, okay, I remember this thing, not exactly the question, but these are the some of the things I remember around that question, so form a question around that. Do not write songs in that, but write something around it. Okay, so skip at first, do not waste time on that. Okay, let me think about it, let me see what can I write. No, waste that time or use that time at the end when you actually have the buffer time. Okay, and cutting neatly. Whenever you are cutting, we are humans, we can make mistake, it's completely fine. But whenever you are cutting a question, cutting a word, let's say it is written that it's Hindi, so don't cut it like this. Okay, you are there and you are like, no, don't do that, just do this. Okay, maximum 2 lines and cut the word. Maximum 2 lines, don't do like this. Okay, don't do like this, maximum 2 lines. Maximum 2 lines, not even 2 lines you don't need. And one very important part, I know in other videos, in other subjects, I have asked you to underline words, right? Underline keywords, but in here we don't have to underline keywords. What? Don't underline keywords. Why, ma'am? Why shouldn't I underline keywords? Because Hindi already has so many matras in it, right? When you are writing something like this, dukh, right? So this already has a matra that is under the line. So if you underline it, it goes away, right? It hinders with the actual appearance of the word. So do not underline the keywords in Hindi. That is the main point. In other subjects, we do ask you to underline, but in Hindi, we don't. Okay, that is it for this video. Make sure you keep in mind all these things. Leave all the margins. All other things are same. Neatness matters more than your handwriting. Make the paper neat. Don't underline. Don't cut too much. Leave proper margins on both sides if you can't. You have paid for your answer sheet. So leave proper margins. It should appeal to the teacher. It should be visually appealing to the teacher. Don't spoil his or her mood. Okay, they are already checking so many copies. Do not spoil their mood by cutting and by uneven paper. Okay, attempt the paper very neatly and cleanly. Your handwriting matters, but not that much. It matters, but neatness and cleanliness matters more than your handwriting. Okay, let me know if you have any doubt in the comment section. That is it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.